Another week, another episode of Technical File. We ain't gonna hold you up. Let's just get right into it. Welcome to episode 286 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ass Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. Got that apple nutty this week, I'm saying. We out here. I'm sorry.
It's not even called apple nut, but...
I said apple nutty. I did say nutty. I put the nutty on it.
See how this about to go. I'm the Eric J.
only known as...
The Eric J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, you know, holding it down for all the women who love sports. Kay Harris, the gentleman, is not here with us this week. He'll be back next week, though. So we're going to hold it down, you know, for him.
I won't mistreat you this week, bro.
I just realized Tim with a crowd.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What? Yeah. This is me. What you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, listen, I got to get clean. I can't be out here looking like a booger wolf.
What's the sport factor of the week, Eric?
See, I don't even want to do it anymore. It was a gift for Tim. We're going to talk about track relays.
Ooh.
Here's what you need to know about track relays. The relay is a highly tactical race, and teams pay close attention to the order in which the runners race. Usually the fastest runner, aka the anchor, is the last to run. The 4x400 meter became a men's Olympic sport in 1908. The women's competition followed in 1972. It's always a gap.
Mm-hmm. A big one normally.
Yeah. The 4x100 meter relay first appeared at the Stockholm Games in 1912. The women's event followed in 1928, so not as big a gap. The first relay races were held in the U.S. by firemen who ran for charity, passing on a red pendant instead of a baton. So there's a little fun fact in this little box right here. It says no turning back. In the 4x400 meter at the 1997 World Championships, the U.S. team came to grief when Tim Montgomery set off too early on the second leg. Realizing his mistake, he turned around and crashed into oncoming teammate Brian Lewis.
How you just turn around during the middle of a relay?
Boy, our men's relay team has been... I was excited that we didn't fail out because we had some big duds, bro. Like, we can't pass the baton off. We going too early. Motherfuckers ain't running fast enough. Just all kind of shit. So I was happy I think the last Olympics when I was like, oh shit, we made it all the way to the end. I think we ended up winning that one, actually.
I couldn't tell you. Don't get me in here to line.
No idea.
I don't follow track and field like that to be able to even let you know.
I know. Usain Bolt.
Right.
That's all I got.
The relays, the 100, 200 meter relays and the 100, 200 meter are my favorite track and field events, but that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
So the competitor profile: 4x100 meter relay runners need to have explosive pace, just as sprinters do. Runners in all distances must be able to time runs efficiently in order to achieve successful changeovers. 4x400 meter runners must also have the stamina to run the extra distance. So
that 400 is crazy though.
That's one time around, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time to run,
bro. That's distance to me. I can't do that one.
Wait, one lap is distance.
Hey, listen, can't do it. We had a mile track because we had to do a mile and a half for the military. So just one lap. I'm like, you thinking about, like, when I get out there, oh shit. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, just one lap and a half. I'm cool.
When did you while you're running that first lap, when were you like, nope, this is too much?
About 3/4 of the way. Because then by then I was like, because that last half mile, woo, like, I still got to get there. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, that was always my least favorite thing. Like in high school, when you had to do all the national gym trainings, and you would do like the mile, you would do the sit and reach, the sit-ups, shuttle runs. I used to hate that mile run. I hated going out there. Man, I'm about to be out here for like 15 minutes now because it's not in me to just blaze through.
And it's really just a mental game because if you just
no, it's more than mental.
You.
It's more than just mental. Like a lot of running is mental though, but your body has to also be in shape to keep up with what your mind's trying to do.
The way these knees work.
That's fair.
I got whatever distance we ran. That's about all I got.
Yeah.
Serial Sensei's in the comments. He said that mile run was child abuse. I wasn't about that. Like,
They're like, y'all got the energy. Y'all young. Y'all got it.
if you want the President's Award, you have to run the mile. I'm like, man, I'm never getting that.
And I feel like they never like ramped us up. It was just like today we running a mile. Like
It came out of nowhere. It wasn't like we was
No
previewed for it.
stretches,
It's just
no.
like you out
Kids, bro, y'all got it. Just go ahead and get up and go. Y'all been running around talking all damn day. Go ahead and hit this mile real quick.
High school is a wild. I mean, school. You think about it, like you go and do all that stuff, and it's like second period. Then you gotta spend the rest of the day just after you done sweated.
Funky as a motherfucker. Getting ribbed. Damn, you stink.
No, because when you pass the men's locker room, or the boys' locker room, all you would smell is funk and Axe
Fish booty and crackers.
and Axe spray, plenty spray. Like that's gonna cover up the funk. Like now it's just funk and Axe, funky
no,
Axe.
I don't think I ever even saw the showers on at my school.
That's
The
terrible.
only time I ever did was when we were actually doing swimming, because
Yep.
people would swim after swim lessons, or not swim after. You know what I'm saying? Take a
Yeah.
shower. Oh, slide in the comments. No, slide. We ain't bringing up high school stuff. See, when people who know you from high school pop up. Let's change the subject. What's the next thing on our the agenda?
Is it the game that needs a name?
Oh no, the show.
That's happening.
Every Tuesday, live around 6:45 p.m. Central Time. Make sure that y'all head over to the YouTube, join the show live, be part of the show.
For
We
sure.
appreciate it. It adds so much to what we do. And as always, make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that notification button so that you can be alerted to when we go on. Because as you know, we run on CPT. So, you know, around 6:45 p.m. we're gonna start. So have that bell on.
Today.
Yeah, so have that bell on so you know exactly when we live, so that you don't miss the show. We hope that y'all can join. We appreciate everybody who does join.
Hey, that apple nutty smells good, bro.
It's not called Apple Nutty, fam. It's called Nutty Apple.
Oh.
Never mind.
My bad,
I'm not
bro.
gonna
I
continue.
got like a million jokes. And
I
none of
did
them
too,
are
and I was like,
appropriate.
I'm gonna just
My bad.
push through. No pun intended on that either. The game that needs a name, though.
You do your homework this week?
Yeah.
Not you looking at the game to see if he did homework.
Hey, you ain't here. I got it. Yeah.
We tried to
You
get
know how this
we
goes.
tried to get him to come to the
Come
table.
join
At
us.
least play the game with us.
Here we go. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey. As we mentioned, Ken is not here this week, but Triple T is here in the building.
Mm-hmm.
We got two Tims at the table.
And one ain't named Quincy.
Damn.
Shout out to the 72 and 10 podcast.
For sure.
All right, so the game that needs a name, in case you are unfamiliar, that is the name of the game we're about to play. The game that needs a name. Just people be like, what? I'll try to make that clear.
Damn, I kind of want to do that. Sorry. Thinking offline. I want to see like Tim, and not Tim on the podcast. Just throw Mike in the room and just see what happens.
Us three. I think that'd be entertaining. I think it would be entertaining. But who's gonna be the moderator?
That's the prop.
Probably
him,
probably me.
Probably Triple T, him. Okay, all that being said, so it's a rapid fire game where we pick a topic and we try to name things that relate to said topic. We go around in a rapid fire order, about 5 seconds each. You can't repeat answers. Last one standing wins. Oh, what up, Tim? What up, Drew? Drew in the comments.
What up,
He's on
Drew?
Triple Tim. He got the Triple T and was like, oh, shoot. He said it's a show this week. But yeah, subject. You got any ideas for subjects for us to do this week? Anything on your mind?
I got candy brands.
So like,
Like Skittles.
oh, okay, yeah, I'm cool with
Snickers,
candy.
shit like that.
I like that. Let's do that.
Yeah, we can do candy. You can start off since that was your idea.
Skittles.
Snickers,
Eminem.
Twix.
Twizzlers.
Reese's,
Oh, that's really.
Red Bonds.
Reese's Pieces.
that was gonna be mine. Dippin' Dots,
Peeps.
Raisinets.
Mint Juniors, Junior Mints. What they call?
Almond Joy.
Gumdrops.
Three Musketeers.
Mounds.
Runts.
Kit Kat.
Sour Patch Kids.
Runts rope.
Harborough Gummy Bears.
Hey, that's a good one.
Shit. Jelly Belly.
Mike and Ike's.
Nerds.
God damn it. I'm out.
Damn.
Fun dip for the win. I just want to throw that out there.
Good shit.
Hey, yeah. That's 2 weeks.
Yeah, you
2 weeks
yeah,
in
she
a
on the
row.
roll.
I'm
She on the
feeling
roll.
it. I'm feeling it. But what's funny when I listened back to last week, I actually won earlier because I had said Syracuse and then you said Syracuse later on, but I didn't catch it because it was just me and you left, so we were just going.
Him big time.
This nigga.
That shit is so funny now. Like the Himothy's and shit. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That is funny. I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
You got to be him to know.
Ain't that a bitch?
So are you her?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And on 2K.
I'd
You
agree.
said that too.
I'd agree.
Her meal.
It's actually funny watching when you post your clips because I be forgetting sometimes I'm in the
clip?
commentary of the clip. So I'll be sitting there and you'll be doing like, oh my. And then I hear myself, oh my. I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
The favorite, I was gonna post it actually on our tech file page because it made me laugh. It was a clip and you go for a block Tim at the end of the quarter, and I'm like, dang, that's an aggressive block, Tim. And then you was like, yeah, it was kind of aggressive, and Nick in the background, like, yeah, that's a foul. And then I blocked the shot, and y'all like, look at you
Over the back like a mug, like
It
bro.
was clean though. It was clean. That was all Bert.
The funny one to me was, well, not necessarily funny, but the best clip to me was when he was talking about next time I'm gonna bounce it off the floor.
Yeah.
And then y'all got a steal and then went down and bounced it off the floor.
Since then, I was
That
like, okay,
has started because
yes.
before we get into the show, Tim has made a point guard or a shooting guard on 2K, and now him and Nick are in a passing battle.
Oh, I gave him one yesterday. He was like, no, I got a top. He was like, even Nick was like, okay, I see what you doing. Like, I can pass, bro.
Which is fun at times, but also
It's a lot of turnovers.
And I'll be like,
Oh
Tim,
my
just
God.
throw a regular lob. He's trying to bounce lob it in his traffic. And I'm
Hit
like,
somebody in
Tim,
the back of the head.
Tim, just throw it up. I'm here. This man trying to too much dip on the chip, too much razzle in the dazzle.
I was looking at that 12 assist game. Oh yeah, 12 assists. I had 5 turnovers. Like, God. I was like, they probably all bounce passes, fancy passes.
So what you're telling me is y'all the Warriors.
No, we be
No,
cooking.
we went on the road.
Yeah,
We
yeah, we on the road too.
Nah.
We went on the road. We need the Warriors. It's Drew, because Drew in the comments, Drew was
I was
like,
like, Drew be cooking.
but no, let's get into the show because we're gonna start off with a topic that I just want to get out the way.
Mhm.
We can continue to move on with the rest of the show.
Should we get the funeral music going?
You know, they think this time of the year is March Madness. Nothing like it. It's been March Sadness for me. Although Marquette won its first tournament game in 10 years, which when I was like, yeah, it's been about 10. I was proud. I was proud.
I didn't realize it was 10.
Were you even at Marquette at that time?
I had left already. Like when I was at Marquette, we was always in the tournament getting some dubs. And then when I graduated in 2011, things kind of went off the rails. But they had that Elite 8 season. I think that was 13. It was the last year they got a win. They went to the Elite 8. So
What up, Mark?
Drew said 20 turnovers.
All right, keeping us up to date with the WBS. The World Baseball Classic is going on. WBC, I'm sorry. The World Baseball Classic going on Japan versus the United States right now.
Aaron Rodgers, bye girl. We're gonna talk about Aaron, Mark. Don't you worry. But first, shout out to Marquette for a good season. Disappointing end to it. Definitely had y'all winning it all in my bracket.
Yeah,
so we just
ditto.
throw my whole bracket out. But
One time I believe in y'all. I gave them Final Four.
yeah, they had a team to do it. It's just that
Yeah.
Tyler Kolek didn't show up in either game.
Oh, how, bro?
How does the Big East Player of the Year not show up?
cooking
all year?
bro? Lights too bright.
Speaking of not being him.
Right.
He was not.
The time we needed him to.
Yeah, it was not him. He was not him. So I just wanted to say, good season, Marquette. I'm disappointed it ended so early because this is a team with a lot of potential.
To Mark's point, like looking at that bracket, I'm like, yeah, it was wide open for Marquette, and now it's like, damn, it's gonna be so.
As long as they got past
Mhm.
Michigan State, 'cause I was talking to my uncle and I was like, we get past Michigan State, like they got a clear path, and then you're coming.
Also, I feel like y'all got screwed geographically because it's like you put Michigan State they closer to Columbus than Milwaukee is.
Mhm.
That was damn near a home game.
Izzo used to have a thing like, if you stay 4 years with me, at one point he was like, "I'll get you a chip." Because Michigan State had a run for a while where like it felt like almost every 4 years they was getting within that. Hey, that's fine. But I remember him saying that distinctly, like that was part of his recruiting pitch at one point.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah. But Michigan State, congratulations to you guys. When they won, actually, that's what I thought about.
And on top of that, they got Joey Hauser over there too. And I was like, dang, I know he's enjoying this.
I bet he is.
And every time I was seeing you like smiling, and I was just like,
3. Like, damn.
they didn't hit too many of those. The game was for Marquette. If Tyler Kolek would have just gave us 10 and not turned the ball over like 7 times.
I was at one point when I was watching, there was a Michigan State only averaged 9 turnovers a game for the season. There was a possessions where Marquette turned the ball over like 4 times in a row. It was like 4 possessions straight. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? It was just silly turnovers.
And it was normally Tyler who was turning it over, which was the crazy part. But
Reinforce my belief or my disbelief in college basketball. God damn, that's a terrible part. Like all the games be close. All the games be close because nobody is good.
It's shitty to the last 2 minutes.
Man,
and then it turned up.
It's just it's riveting theater, but it's not good basketball at any point.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Because even watching this, like y'all just playing the zone, watching Marquette's offense, like y'all just passing them, just pass.
It's all scripted, bro. Just run this way, set a pick for your guy. I'm gonna wait for the pick. Swing offense, motion offense, Princeton offense.
So, with all the upsets that have happened this week in both the men and women's tournaments, because there's been a lot all over. How are y'all brackets looking?
Oh god damn.
I'm trying to do this from memory because I don't have it on my phone. But 3 of my 4 Final Four teams in the men's bracket are still alive.
Oh, look at you.
Marquette is the only one that screwed the pooch.
Yeah.
But I think I'm in 8th place in our bracket right now, in our pool.
Oh, Elliott's in first. Oh, good shit, Elliott.
Yeah, I had Alabama, Marquette, Texas, and UCLA as my Final Four.
I have Alabama, Houston, UCLA, and Marquette. And then Alabama and Houston are my title game.
Damn, none of my Final Four.
Yeah, I looked at everybody's like possible, like y'all is damn near done.
Yeah, I'm dead in the water. I had Baylor, Marquette, Penn State, Kansas.
Oh,
Penn State was doing their thing until to an old boy in Texas. They just couldn't. He was just too fucking big, bro. He was hitting that hook shot. Osu, that motherfucker he went in the paint. In the paint.
That's the thing about
big ass floater.
Like, big traditional big men, they can still eat, except for Zach Edey.
Man, he got 8,
bro. But Penn State was in it because they stopped feeding old boy. And Penn State started taking the lead. I was like, hey, we was watching. Yeah, I was with dudes. We was watching the damn guy. I was like, Penn State might end up winning by 10. Them motherfuckers. All of a sudden, bro, went in the paint. Back in the paint. I'm gonna stop. Damn. He hook shot his way, I think, to like 24, 25 or some shit. I'm like, damn. But I had, it's sad. It's sad.
You're sad too?
I actually had Duke winning both mine.
Yikes.
But one of mine, I still got 3 in the Final Four still left. So I'm looking good, but I, of course, I ain't gonna win.
I'm not gonna get a point.
So my problem in the women's bracket, I thought I joined our group, but I just made a bracket and it was just standing on its own.
It's
not
just chilling.
in any group.
Get entered
I was about to say mine is too.
It's not in any group.
Yeah, it's just me and Kenny.
Stanford.
And we tied somehow.
Stanford really screwed me here.
Yeah,
I was
they
surprised they got.
definitely stopped.
I was watching that game. They just melted down that last. I mean, they didn't play good all game, but like they were still in position to win. They couldn't get the ball inbounded. When they did, they like threw it to the corner and got trapped, and then turned the ball over. I think one of them stepped out of bounds. It was just like a comedy of errors down the stretch.
South Carolina though.
Some bullies.
Yeah, bro.
LSU too, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
LSU is hooping too.
I can't stand they coach though. Like I like their players, like Angel Reese, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Chico, but Kim Mulkey,
Not a fan.
She too intense.
he also like is low-key racist.
Mm.
And also didn't support her former player Brittany Griner when she was locked up abroad.
I got three of my 4 Final Four still alive though. I got UConn, LSU, South Carolina, and Stanford. I had Stanford.
I like everybody most people I would think had Stanford in the Final Four.
I can't remember who I picked in the Stanford bracket. Like I know my Elite Eight was Stanford and Iowa. I just can't remember which one I picked.
Yeah, I had South Carolina, Stanford, Villanova, and UConn in my Final Four. So 3 of the 4 is still alive, same as in my men's bracket. But in my men's bracket, I had Marquette winning, so none of that matters at all. For the women, though, I still got South Carolina. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Again, like I think I said it last week, but I just like the first thing I did was just pick South Carolina the whole way through, and then I filled out the rest of my bracket.
I got them versus UConn in the championship, winning handedly.
Serial Sensei said Duke is up out the paint, so all is right in the world.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just wanted to start there so I can get the Marquette tears out because I really thought this team is special in large part because they returned pretty much everybody from last year and it was just internal improvement. So
I will say though, as sad as it may have been for a lot of people with their brackets, this was literally the epitome of March Madness.
yeah, this is what it do.
This is what they look when people say March Madness. This is what they expect. Top seeds getting upset. I don't think they expect most of the top seeds to get upset. But god damn,
I want to say the first thing I did was South Carolina in the women's bracket. First thing I did in the men's bracket was like Purdue ain't going far. So whoever had second round, I'm picking them. Like I had zero faith in Purdue, and they still
didn't make it.
underwhelmed. Like they still didn't even reach that.
How you still disappoint me?
So yeah, for the second time in history, a 16 seed defeated the number 1 seed in the first round.
Yep.
Fairleigh Dickinson University defeated Purdue 63-58.
Say what that mean again? What FDU stand for?
Fairleigh Dickinson.
Okay. I didn't know. I just kept saying FDU. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what's up.
Fuck them universities. Let's go.
Fucking dogs university because they got in their ass. And like I said the thing about Zach Edey, it wasn't him. Like they just completely like their whole game plan was don't let Edey beat us, and the rest of his teammates completely let him down. They couldn't do threes, they couldn't do anything offensively. Somebody, I think, a question before the tournament started was like, who's the worst NBA player that could take a 16 team to a national
Oh yeah, I did
championship?
see that.
And I'm like, probably Boban, because it's like
Because he's tall.
because he's tall and he can shoot. Like he can just sit in the lane all the time on defense. And I'm like, well, shit, Zach Edey gonna tell me whether that's true or not in the first round.
You saw him do it.
Maybe not.
Well, I'll continue watching, of course, but
I watched the last 3 minutes.
yeah, it's not gonna be the same for me now going forward. I was so excited. Y'all don't even understand. Like,
It felt different.
Yeah.
this Marquette team was expected to be last and came out, won the Big East. All right, so more than people probably were like eye roll. So on a Pat McAfee show,
Ah,
Aaron Rodgers made an appearance.
he's a liar.
And he told his side of the story.
I think I did that in the wrong order.
He told his side of the story and expressed his desire to continue his NFL career with the New York Jets. He did mention, when he went into the darkness, he was 90% sure that he wanted to retire.
90% sure. Never play a game again. 90.
I guess when he walked out, he found to that pin. Once he checked his phone,
He's a liar.
I'm guessing y'all don't believe what he.
Bro, listen.
I mean,
A lot of people, I've seen both sides. I've seen people like, oh, fuck him, he out of here. I'm with them. And then I've seen people, oh, we got to appreciate Aaron for what he was. Listen, you can still appreciate him for what he did for the Packers. Does not change the fact that the man off the field is a liar. He be lying, bro. Ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me that you were 90% sure you was finna retire. That's why you didn't exchange jerseys with Williams after the end of the game for the Detroit Lions. That's why you walked off with Randall Cobb holding his shoulder and shit because he taking in the view and you wasn't gonna be doing nothing else. And you went up into the damn mountains and said, hey, I'm not gonna do this shit no more, but let me just go ahead and sit in the dark. And from his own mouth, I went up. I had like one bar because there's no Wi-Fi out there. There's anything out there. And I seen a bunch of text messages from people around the league. Some friends, I got friends around this league, players mainly, saying that the Packers was chopping me around. And I felt like I wanted to play.
My rebuttal to that is he was feeling as if it was his last Packer game. So that moment still means something to him of wanting to keep his jersey, knowing it's the last time I'm gonna put this one on. But to that point, he also contradicted himself with that because he was saying like the Packers were saying he could come back, but he was saying he felt like he was never gonna come back.
Because he felt like the team didn't want him back.
So that didn't reconcile, but like to the point of why was he, taking his time? Like it's the last time in Green Bay.
I can feel that, but don't lie to me and say you was 90% sure you was gonna never play another game.
Could have been.
It's more
That's a hell of a 10% swing.
Actually, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I actually do believe that. Because one thing we know about Aaron Rodgers is petty man.
Extremely.
So I can imagine if he was sitting there going, you know what? Yeah, it's all on me for me to decide what I want to do. And then he come out and check his phone and he like, they trying to get rid of me, shopping me. Oh, absolutely not. I'm about to come out here and I'm about to win a Super Bowl with somebody else. I can see that also being in his DNA.
Aaron Brett Rodgers is gone. The minute we drafted Jordan Love, it was amazing.
And he's still holding on to that. He's still holding on to that.
He's holding on to the fact that he's on the flight. That's what they find the chips. He gonna put one on his shoulder. He needed to manufacture himself one quickly, and I'm glad he did because that got us 2 more MVP seasons out of him.
That's all he was going for.
Which is wild too. Like was you really trying to win a chip or just make sure you looked
He
good?
was trying to prove a point. How dare you? You know who I am.
You've been saying he couldn't win the title.
Well, we could go through each of those years. Most of them weren't his fault. But no.
I won't say most of
them weren't his fault. It's
but
just
the last couple
few years,
That's what I'm talking about in the last 2 years.
No, I'm talking about his, because I can't talk about Aaron Rodgers just in a snapshot because that's unfair to what he has done to the franchise.
Right.
But like,
I was saying, like when they were saying, like, oh, maybe you washed up, like maybe at that point we should have been saying, hey, you can't win the title. Trying to do that. Like we know where I land on Aaron Rodgers, and like anytime he gets up somewhere and he, lets out the signs, like, I'll let you know how it really is. Like, that man's about to spin a yarn that makes himself look like he's the victim, even though he claims I'm not the victim here. I'm not upset. Blah blah blah. I don't believe the word that comes out of his mouth, and it's not because it's not because I don't like him. I don't like him, but it's because like it's always like he finds a way to kind of like flip what is actually being said, so he's not arguing against the point that's being made. Like, for example, Diana Rossini from ESPN.
Yeah, he spent that.
He started cussing and shit.
But like he like what she reported is that he had a wish list that the Jets were aware of. He then made that into that's absurd. Like, how could you think that I wrote down a list?
I got a piece of
that
paper.
a list of demands that if I don't get these people signed, that I'm not going to come to the Jets. He didn't report that. Nobody. Well, I don't know what happened after the report went out, but her report specifically was he has a wish list. So then he proceeds to on the show be like, well, yeah, I had a conversation with the Jets. They brought up some people that I do I want to play with these guys, and of course I gave them a great recommendation, and of course I've had a great relationship with these guys, and I think that they're really good football players, and blah blah blah. But I didn't have a wish list. Like that's a wish list that you are describing. Like,
if I could play with these guys,
I would.
That would be great. You didn't say that was a demand that you made that they had to go out and fulfill, like to a T, to make sure that they secured you. Like,
who wouldn't want to play with Odell? Lazard is a really great guy. He's a hard worker. Randall Cobb's a great locker room asset. Mercedes, big dog, I love him to death. We'll love to play with these guys, but no, I didn't ask for him. All right, bro.
When he came back from his, trade demand, not a trade demand, he's like, no, I didn't threaten to walk out and if they, because they drafted Jordan Love, but then it's like, okay, when they drafted Jordan Love, I kind of like had to reassess like where I'm at as a player, and do I want to play? Do I want to keep playing or do I not? Blah blah blah. It's like
he's a liar.
And like it's fine. Like I get it from a player standpoint. It's like you are on the back nine of your career. You're on your way out. You know that they already have your replacement in house. Like he sees the writing on the wall. I get it, but then like don't come to me as the public and try to lie in my face about like what's really going on to make yourself look better and make the organization look bad. I don't give a fuck about Goody. I don't care about Mark Murphy. I don't care about LaFleur. I'm not defending them at all. All I'm saying is like tell me the truth and be truthful about like what's going on. Don't just like try to spin it to make it yourself look better. Like that's where I have an issue with, and that's where I've always had an issue with the COVID stuff. Yeah, I'm immunized, bro. You know what the fuck that man.
You know what I asked you? You know what I asked
Because that wasn't the question that he was asked. Again, he spent it to make himself like look better by lying and manipulating the public with his words. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's very specific about the words that he uses, but he's not specific. He's not as careful when he takes other people's words.
Because he has to spin it to, I can see that in him. Yeah, for sure.
I truly feel like this would be a different story had he sat out those couple games to heal this past season. I keep saying, one of the things that I keep saying personally is that when the Cowboys and Dak got hurt, Dak sat out. Everybody, the Cowboys is done. They let Cooper rush in. He got him a couple wins, kept them afloat. I said, had Aaron done the same thing with the Packers, it may have been a bit different. But the problem is, Aaron probably already knew Jordan was ready.
That's what
And he did not want to let that man get in because they wouldn't have let him back.
That's a good point. Because one thing about Aaron, I saw Mark in the comments mention it, but like the way that Aaron Rodgers talks about Jordan Love publicly is so different than how Brett Favre talked about Aaron Rodgers. And I think part of that is because Aaron went through something like this. Mm-hmm. So I think for him, one thing I give him credit for is he's never tried to throw Jordan under the bus.
No.
Like with everything, he's like, my beef is with the front office. Jordan's cool. Jordan's good. Jordan's ready. He's gonna have it. But this front office,
don't fuck with them up there.
And I appreciate him trying to make that distinction because I hope that the Packers fan base is a lot more welcoming to Jordan Love as he comes in to try to fill a Hall of Famer's shoes more so than what they were for Aaron Rodgers trying to do so for Brett Favre.
First time that Negro throws the interception, it's over.
He get killed. Oh my God, Aaron doesn't turn the ball over, bro. It's fun. Leave him alone. Good Lord.
Different team. It's a different team, and there are people who are saying, careful what you wish for, and y'all saying you want Rodgers gone. And again, I want to repeat because I feel like I'm pretty even keeled about this, right? Not saying Jordan Love, I'm not saying like guaranteeing he's about to be another Hall of Fame quarterback or nothing like that. But again, sometimes relationships have deteriorated, and it comes a time where you have to just end it. And the Packers, it's time for them to move on to what the future of their franchise is going to be. They need to see if it is Jordan Love, and if it's not, they need to start making those decisions about what that, who that is going to be in that spot. But you can't do that while Aaron Rodgers is still here. So, like, it's just time. It's time. And again, I wish him the best with the Jets.
I don't. I hate him. Will we play them this year?
I doubt it. But I have no idea. Well, they played the Patriots last year, didn't they?
Who did we play last year? We played the Jets last year.
Yes, we ain't playing them this year. Yeah, because that's when Sauce Gardner put on the cheesehead. And he burnt the cheesehead and said, if Aaron, you come here, I'm going to burn this. All right, well.
Yeah, no, like, all the people like, I've seen a smaller segment of the Packers family. It seems like most people are kind of, like, ready to move on, but, like, there are some people that are still holding out, like, man, I want to. It's like, it's 2 years max, really, that you're looking at. So it's like, do you want to rip the Band-Aid off now and move on and try to salvage these things, or do you want to ride it out and then 2 years from now you lost Love, you lost Rodgers, and now
not what you got,
your ass out? Like,
and take into consideration, he was really ready to walk away. He was 90% sure he was done with this team. Y'all begging the man to stay somewhere he don't want to be. Let him go.
It's time. So I hope that trade gets executed soon because I want to see we got a second round pick. What's coming?
Yeah, it ain't gonna be no one. I hope it was, but no.
That contract. His contract is too loaded for first round pick.
But like everybody keeps talking about leverage, and like
I'm tired of that conversation. I've muted the word leverage on my timeline. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it no more. There's too many people who don't know what the negotiating is to be like, ooh, you leverage. Like, shut up. If you're not there, I don't care. I don't care. No more leverage conversations. Just tell me when the trade happens. If it don't happen, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. Before we get into our NBA check-in, I do just want to pay our respects to Willis Reed, who passed away. Legend of the sport, basketball.
One of the most iconic moments in NBA history, him walking out the Game 7 in 1970 NBA Finals.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt.
Came in, got the first 2 buckets. Set the rest of the game. Walt Frazier went crazy and don't get no credit for that game.
Nope, he's never
It's a
won
Willis Reed game.
But no, sending love to his family, to his friends, to his loved ones, everyone who knew him, and a legend. For our NBA check-in this week, what do you want to talk about, Tim? What's the thing on your bird about the league?
Well, general question. Is the league better with a villain in it? When I say villain, currently the current residential villain in the NBA is Dillon Brooks.
Yes, he is.
He was getting lit the fuck up today, by the way, with the Kyrie jersey swap. Oh my God.
I've never seen a jersey swap get rejected.
Kyrie did it smooth too, though.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't like he flat out, nah, bro, I'm good. He was just, hey, here's my jersey. All right, bro. Walked off.
Dillon was holding it, like trying to, and then he was like, "Oh,
Shit, let me pack both of them in. Shit, all right, bro, I appreciate you." They was saying that man was a fan. He treated him like a Make-A-Wish kid. They was lighting him up. But I asked again, is the league better when you have, because before Dillon Brooks, it was Draymond. Then you had other cats in the league before. I didn't call him a villain, but Rasheed Wallace and cats like that. Like, you have certain players who bring this aura that people be like, I don't fuck with him unless he's on my team. So
I appreciate when it's basketball related. Like, before Dillon Brooks, it was Kyrie. And that I don't
for a different
actually
way.
It was Ja. And before that, it was Kyrie. It's like, I don't like that type of stuff because that gets into conversations I don't want to have.
Right.
But like Dillon Brooks over the last 2 weeks, he's kind of changed the conversation from like MVP discourse and Russell Westbrook discourse and what's going on with the Warriors. Like, it's kind of, he's become like a lightning rod for like those conversations. Like, I appreciate that because like he's embracing his role as
leaning right into that motherfucker.
Yeah, like,
I care.
and it's like it makes it more fun because like that's stuff that you can like talk shit about like that without getting into like problematic areas of conversations. Like,
It's truly on the court.
Keep it on the court. Keep it. I just want to say for the record, the Warriors do whole lot of talking about a team that's not their rival.
Oh yeah,
allegedly. Like, Dillon Brooks is living rent free in Klay Thompson's head.
I mean, he was mugging him up the court after that 3 was hilarious.
someone in the comments say Kyrie said that he didn't see the jersey.
Bullshit.
He can say that, but we all know how jersey swaps go.
He's a liar.
They just focus on the next thing and somebody broke them.
And Mark in the comments said the Jailblazers were his favorite villains. That's a wild,
The Jailblazers is hilarious.
wild statement just to say out loud.
Like, I've fallen down a rabbit hole on YouTube. That's a terrible way to start a sentence. But Secret Base, they do a series of NBA videos. Like, they do like sports beef.
So there's
They
a sport
do
beef people,
collapse. They do it's another series that they do. Why didn't he win a ring? So it's like different. They're probably like 10 to 20-minute videos. But like, they detail different teams and like what happened to them. It's just like certain details that you might have forgotten.
Right.
But like, they did like a collapse of the 01 Bucks, like how they went from, Eastern Conference Finals to, post Spear the Deer, Napier.
I will never forgive you, George Charles.
Dog.
But it's like certain things. It's like you remember these teams, and it's like, oh, actually, these two players didn't actually line up. Like, they got rid of this guy and brought in this guy. And anyway, so they had one on the Jailblazers, and like they detail like all the different run-ins that they had with police and all. It's like, damn, y'all really were out here with wild NFL. Like, that was a very unlikable team. Like, Bonzi Wells even came out and said, I don't give a fuck about these fans.
Damn.
I had to find the comment when you mentioned Dillon Brooks as the villain. Him talking about Theo Pinson,
Called him a cheerleader.
he said he's a cheerleader. He was a great player, and now he gets paid to cheerlead.
Damn.
He be on the bench just.
And he be coming with the hot fire, bro.
Theo Pinson responded like, I've been owning real estate for a while now. I see, if you recall, they beat them back in college. So
Also, like, Dillon Brooks talk a lot of shit for somebody that's ass. What?
He's
pretty ass on offense.
No, he talks a lot. He's one of those guys who's like on that borderline of being like really good or like
Just mid.
Yeah, and he talks like a guy who's
There.
here, but he's more in this area down here.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Like, he
I was
is
thinking
good
that Pistons.
defensively, though. I'll
No,
give
yeah.
him his credit there. Like, he is a dog defensively. Like, if you look at Steph Curry's numbers over the last 2 years when he started by Dylan Brooks, like, his numbers are way down. So, like, I don't want to take anything away from that, but it's like his offense, like,
It's so bad.
his shot selection on offense is terrible. Again, like, he has an outsized, not ego, but like outsized confidence
Mhm.
for what he really is. But you kind of got to like to be that dude, because like again, like PJ Tucker when talking about that series against Kevin Durant, like yo, you gotta have a short memory because like I'm getting cooked really. But like, I gotta believe every time like I'm about to stop him.
Right. He's still putting up 35 for you.
Like, because if I ever let that in, like I can't do my job effectively. Like I gotta believe, like yo, I'm shutting this dude down.
I feel you on that. I actually seen a TikTok. Some dude walked up on Dylan Brooks. He was at the airport. He was like, "Hey, straight to it. You gotta pass that motherfucker, man. You gonna lose the chip." All he could do was laugh. He already knew. He be taking some shitty shots. He know it. But at the same time, he's living rent free in a lot of cats' head. And then other teams that come to see Memphis, I wish that motherfucker would say something.
Well, I
He
mean,
better not say
He's good
nothing.
at his job. I ain't never seen Chris Middleton act the way he acted until Dylan Brooks was.
It was first quarter.
It was early. I'm trying to trip that man. I was like, Chris out here
Started playing dirty.
He's trying to hurt people. But to answer your question, I do think the NBA is better with like on court villains. To
Trae
Eric's
Young.
point. Yeah,
New
like
York.
Trae Young.
Yeah,
like,
New
that
York,
was
they hate.
fun.
Whoa, that's fun. That is fun. That's what I gotta see this shit.
It's fun to see, and like a lot of fan bases hate Giannis, like Boston and well, Boston kind of respects him a little bit more, but Philly don't like him. Like, they call him Run and Dunk Man still.
That's cool. They got
Like
James
when he
Harden
came
on the team.
that game, I think it was last season or the one before where he
down.
won. He sat on the court.
Oh yeah, that's when he got hurt. I mean, he got hit though.
No, he didn't.
Like he hit a shot, and then
then
like
he
his
walked
celebration
away
was he
and
sat
sat down.
at center court. You remember that?
I do remember. I thought he got hit or
No,
something like that, or
he hit-
tripped or something.
He hit
like
a
that.
shot.
He hit a shot. They called a timeout because they were busting that ass. Well, I think it was like near the end, and he hit a big shot that basically sealed it.
I just thought he was tired. He just didn't even have a seat. That man was moving.
Also, Phoenix, they don't like him.
Oh,
But it's like, Monty, you gotta stop crying, bro. Like, you have a team full of jump shooters.
We ain't get no free throws. Your big man shot 30 mid-range jumpers. Devin Booker is one of the most prolific mid-range shooters currently in the league. He shoots a shit ton of mid-range jumpers. Chris Paul is finna pull up. Where's you getting these buckets? You traded away Miles Bridges to get into the paint.
He don't get to the paint either.
No, he don't.
Hella
He
mid-range pull-ups
Like,
in
look,
Brooklyn.
So who gonna get these fouls? Well, y'all be following Devin. We got hella pictures of 15 motherfuckers on Giannis' back. It's only supposed to be 5 on the court. Like, what we doing here? What are we talking about? And your game plan is to foul Giannis. Like, of course he gonna shoot 24 to 25 free throws.
I would give him, like, Giannis truck Torrey Craig in that game, and I'm like, even I was like, damn, bro, like, that's right in charge. But, like, that was one. Like, the rest of the time, it's like they can't guard him. Like, DeAndre Ayton,
They put out a football, like, what was the dude's
it's
name?
Wainwright. It's Wainwright.
They put out football player like, you try and stop Giannis. He's playing football, and you couldn't stop him either. And I don't know if y'all saw Chris Paul sent Mikal Bridges the Brooklyn Nets football helmet.
Oh,
Said,
did
he
he?
said, you might need this playing. Like, you might need this.
Want to talk about rent free?
Right. We ain't thinking about Phoenix. We are not thinking
Chris
about
Paul
Phoenix.
in
Nobody.
2023.
No, that's
Because, again, when Steph Curry made the comment, it ain't 2014,
It's not.
but I did see someone post a clip of that.
Oh, no,
playoff
he
series.
was cooking
I
the
said,
shit
oh
out of
my
Steph.
God,
But
Chris
that's
Paul
when-
was cold.
He was so cold. That's why he was my favorite point guard for a long time. Because Chris Paul was cold, bro. Like,
But-
he's old now.
He is, and that's what I mean. Age happens. But to wrap this part up, after that Bucks Suns game, I did see a Suns fan tweet about Monty complaining. Since Giannis went 14 to 24 from the line, and the Suns, the team, went 14 to 16. The fan said the crazy thing is he's been saying this all season long. It's not just the Bucks. It's because the Suns aren't physical enough to drive in the paint to warrant these calls. It's not an officiating problem.
Sounds like a you problem.
It is. So I just wanted to say that too. That was a good question. Yeah, villains are good on court. See what you got.
So like now we're past buyout season. We're like 3 weeks away from the playoffs. And I'm realizing like there are a couple legends or borderline legends that just didn't catch on with the team this year. It's like, damn, are we
Melo?
done? Like Melo, like now John Wall got bought out. He didn't get picked
Oh,
up.
damn. He's still
Boogie didn't get picked up. Dwight Howard is still over in Asia.
Hey, he doing 3-point shooting contest, doing better than most motherfuckers.
Lou
Will. LaMarcus Aldridge, like they were saying, like he was trying to work out to catch on with the team. It's just like, damn, it might be done. And it's like, like they don't get a formal retirement. Like I'm sure there'll be like some like mid-August day where it's like, oh, we're gonna sign with the Nuggets for a day or whatever, or just announce their retirement. But it's just like I want to give them their flowers. Like while I'm thinking about it, like damn, like
that's fair.
Yeah.
Shout out Melo, like definitely Hall of Fame in was it 4 or 5
He
years.
ain't bringing in nobody, bro. Like nobody can use Melo.
You saw, Dylan Brooks again.
Strange.
Y'all say we ain't got enough vets. Who want us to sign? Carmelo Anthony? Or what? He don't care about the team. I was like, dang, what did Carmelo? Carmelo at home, like
Man, fuck this.
But also, he probably not wrong because again, it's like you have people of a certain level, and it's like they come in and they expect to have a certain position.
they
It's
just
like,
here for their stats. They're not here to be a vet.
yeah, they're not here to teach you the ropes to show you how to, use your per diem on a road trip or whatever. Like,
No, Lou Will is not still in the league. He is sitting at home right now.
Y'all couldn't have used him on the Lakers again?
Are you talking to Duke?
Mm-hmm.
Lakers set now. They roll.
Hey, y'all gotta pay Austin Reeves $50 million.
$50 million?
Yeah.
Over what?
4.
Oh,
12 and a half.
That's reasonable. If you
If
like
they-
2 years, what?
If they would have paid Caruso, that they wouldn't be in this round in the first place.
It might have lucked out. Austin Reeves might end up being a better prospect than Alex Caruso.
I mean, Caruso's still dog on
No,
defense
but the
too.
thing is, Caruso's been hurt a lot.
Also, his offense.
Yeah, it's not there. Like Austin Reeves can get some buckets.
What about his defense?
It's okay.
It's fine.
I guess it's
So
not.
are they like the inverse of each other?
No,
No.
because for as
Austin
good,
Reeves' defense is way better than Caruso's offense. Yeah. Actually, Caruso's defense is way better than offense.
but it's
But not to the same degree.
I got you.
But what you need, like, you can shoot.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
the better fit.
Fair enough.
The better fit. But no, shout out to the legends, like you said, the forced retirements and Serge Ibaka
Boy,
could have been on the Bucks still, buddy.
I was talking to somebody about that in the bar. He ain't realized when he was like, yeah, I don't even understand why we got rid of Serge. I was like, because he talked too much. I was like, he had a stretch right before we traded him where he could have played. I was like, but instead, he said something. He got
He wanted a
traded.
bigger role.
And nobody else picked him up. He was like, I don't understand. He could big man, he could shoot. I was like, had he not said nothing, he would have chilled. He would have stayed in the role. He wanted a role that he was not. Nobody wanted to give him no more. I was like, you can see it now. Nobody picked him up.
Honestly, even at the role that he had on the Bucks, like Myers Leonard,
Better at it.
better. Like he shoots better, and like both their defenses are kind of terrible at this point. So, and so, Myers is bigger. So, and he's happy to be like the third string center. Like he's
I'm just ready for the ride, bro. I'm here for the ride, bro.
Right.
He on Jeff Teague that much. That's one of the Allen Group project.
Speaking of Suns fans, real quick, I just thought about it. When Jay Crowder said he was cool with coming off the bench, oh my God,
Oh, yeah,
the
Suns
Suns fans went crazy. Oh, now you cool with coming off the? Ain't that why you sat out all year and shit? Like, it's a different environment, bro.
Also, like again, like Monty Williams, like has a great reputation around the league, and he seems like a great dude. Not taking anything away from him, but the fact that Ayton had a problem with it, Crowder had a problem with it, and the whining that he does to the media, like after games about this stuff, it's like maybe the bloom is off the rose a little bit. Like I don't, like he's a good coach. Like I don't know if he has some blind spots apparently because like he can't get his team to play more physical. He can't get Ayton to buy into whatever his role is supposed to be. Also, I feel like they kind of neuter him anyway. Like he is clearly skilled and he can clearly do more than they're asking him to do. And the fact that they're so committed to forcing him into a specific role that he's clearly unhappy with. Like you gotta like that was one thing that Bud learned really early on with Chris. It's like he tried to force Chris to like take his mid-range completely out of his game and only shoot 3-pointers. And it's like I get it because like you wanted
That's your system.
like he was taking way too many mid-range shots, but like you can't completely take that out of his game.
when it's a part of his game that he's good at.
Exactly. Like
Oh.
we're gonna turn all these mid-rangers into 3-pointers. It's like it's not the same. It ain't the same.
Let him cook.
Right. But
It's
like
it's
that's
got to be a healthy balance.
right. But like, hey, I have to take a step back, take my ego out of it, and like meet him halfway. It's like, hey, you can still do what you do, but understand we need more from you
behind the 3-point line.
behind the 3-point line. So it's like, I want you to do what I want you to do, but also I understand that this is what you got you to the league. This is what you're comfortable with. This is what will get you to buy in a little bit more into the vision that I have, you know, on a global level. It's like, you know, sometimes you lose the battle to win the war type shit. Like, and it seems like Monty's kind of like my way or the highway, at least with 8, and clearly with Jake.
My NBA one thing this week was just one thing. A random shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers. These boys have been hooping. They have been hooping. They had an 8-game win streak that came to an end. Thank you to the Chicago Bulls. Thank you, Chicago. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, right. Double overtime. Appreciate y'all.
Also, James Harden 5 points. Appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Jimmy Harden I know.
Call him Jimmy Harden.
Hey, that brother is in playoff form, ain't he? Run the talk, man. I hear you.
Why you call that man Jimmy Harden?
He don't get to be James. He put 4 or 5 points in a double overtime loss.
That's a lot of running back and forth.
Running.
Suicides.
Running and not jumping.
Yeah, Joel Embiid has been on a tear. I
That
just
man
wanted
want MVP.
to do, and he might get it because the way narratives work is interesting. Because like the last couple of weeks of the season are always so interesting because like people will be like, "Oh, I'm on the fence between this and this option," and then it's like this one game happens, and they're like, "Made my mind up." It's like, what happened to the other 80 games? But I feel it. But I just wanted to call out the fact that Philly has been playing some really, really good basketball. We mentioned how Boston was kind of fumbling and bumbling around a little bit, but Philly has been coming, and they are 8-2 over their last 10.
Also, if Embiid do it, he needs to send Kendrick Perkins a true basket.
Facts. So Kendrick Perkins helped.
He changed the momentum of
yeah.
it, and it's like, and I don't even think.
Oh, with the Jokic slander.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of like Jokic was so far out in front. It felt like
Slide in the comments, and Jimmy got his swatted at the end because he wanted to go up soft.
trying to get a foul.
Now we call him, so that's what we're gonna do. We just calling this man Jimmy when you play bad now.
I've wanted that for a little bit now, Mike. I still want straight seeding in the NBA regardless of conference. I've been wanting that for a little bit now. I'm like, shit, if you cold, let it happen.
I get it.
I don't.
But like speaking of rivalries are born in the playoffs, and that's from playing the same team over and over again.
Yep.
So if you play 1 through 16, like you're not getting the same matchups every year. Like you're not getting Boston and Miami going.
Boston, Milwaukee.
If Philly ever get there,
Like Boston, Philly though.
I mean, like, think about some of the Bucks runs over. Like, think about
how many times they played the Raptors,
the Heat.
how many times they played the Heat.
Like, you don't get that in 1 through 16. And that's part of the fun of the playoffs when the teams got bad blood. They've been seeing each other for years, and it's like, tired of seeing y'all.
Get them out of here.
Bucks and the Pelicans, like,
Right.
Like,
Except for Drew Holiday fans. Like,
but like think about the geographic proximity of it. It's
That's
like
the thing. Yeah.
Lakers and Clippers have never met in the playoffs. But imagine like how hot that series would be.
They getting closer to making it happen, ain't they? Hold on, where they at in the standings?
it's almost futile to look because
It
it's going to change.
after every game.
Fact.
Damn, y'all need to win, bro. Dang.
Another, not a rivalry, but Memphis Golden State. Like that's in the realm of possibility this year. If you see the 1 through 16, it's less likely to happen. So like, yeah, and like now the conferences are more balanced too. Like there were years where it's like, hey man, like the top 12 teams in the West are better than the top 5, all but the top 3 in the East or something like that. It's like, yeah, there was that imbalance there, but I think now like we're at a better point of parity, like league wide.
And then shout out to the play-in as well.
Ooh, what's wild? The top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in the East have a better record than 4 through 10 in the West.
Because if you look, normally when they show like the top 5 records in the NBA, it's everybody in the East except for Denver. Crackberry in the comments. Tim out here with the crispy lining. Which Tim?
Yeah, I was like, you talking about Johnson over there?
You closer.
You talking about? Hey, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
You just said you got a haircut and you didn't want like a bug up. What do you call himself?
A booger wolf. Appreciate you, sir.
And I'm gonna try to be all coy.
Fake bashful.
Right.
You shouldn't have. But do it again.
Hey, eye contact with cameras.
Right. Dude.
Hey, listen.
I know it's probably statistically unlikely to happen, but I'm rooting for the Kings to get the 1 seed.
How many games
I
are
want to say they're 5 games back.
Damn.
But with the way Denver been playing,
They're 4.5 back right now, Denver, for the 1 seed.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
behind Memphis.
well, that only happened last night because they lost to Utah.
They 5-5 in their last 10. Denver
Yeah, because they've been
and Sacramento
Every
7-3.
day shuffle.
Jokic been looking like he don't want the MVP. Oh, you got heart eyes in the comments, Tim.
You know, June.
You asked for more.
You know,
You
Craig
gave
Berry.
him heart eyes when you said do it again, man. I was like, what you talking about?
He did it again for you. Ain't that
Doing
what
too much.
You doing what you told him?
No,
Right,
bro.
right.
He could. Haircut looks nice, bro.
My nigga
I ain't have to get the hard eyes.
Thirst strap the camera.
Right, now you mad at the person coming at you. Come on, man. Don't be like that. Did you have anything that you wanted to speak about what's going on in the NBA?
I kind of wanted to piggyback up what you're saying about the MVP. Are they? I want to say it's voter proceed with Giannis, but it can't be because Jokic just got it 2 times back to back. So what are they?
That's why Giannis didn't get it 3.
What are they doing that? Okay, I get it, Jokic and Embiid, but we're number 1, and we've been winning more than everybody.
So one thing that I think we need to realize about MVP voters is that they're overwhelmingly reporters, and like reporters care about stories. Like narrative gets played out, but it is part of it. It's like it's this new thing. What story can we tell? Who has the best story this year? Like that's why like when like it's not necessarily voter fatigue, but it's like if Tim Duncan does the same thing year in year out for 12 years in a row, it's like I've seen this before, bro. Like do something different. You know what I mean? Like so it's human. It's in human nature to kind of gravitate to the new thing or the thing that we haven't seen before.
Tokyo 25, 15, and
And
5 blocks a game.
And that was the argument for Jokic, where it's like we know he just got it twice, but like he's playing even better than what he was last year when he won it. So that's the logic that they were having behind it. But it's the narrative part is what gets me, because it's like, okay, when Giannis had won back-to-back, I said he can't get 3 because he didn't have a title. How are we here now? I get that he's playing well, but like if that was part of the criteria as to why Giannis couldn't get a 3rd MVP, how is it different now?
And specifically, I love Zach Lowe. He's probably my favorite NBA writer. But this all comes back to him. Like he is literally the person that made the argument at the time. It's like he's running down the different MVP candidates in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Jokic did this, and he did this, and LeBron's doing this, and blah blah blah. He's like, I mean, Giannis. Here's where I'm at with Giannis, and he wrote. He's like, these are the people that have won 3 MVPs in a row. Each one of them won a title in at least one of those years. Giannis, like I can't look at Giannis with that because he hasn't done that, and that will put him in rarefied historical air as a 3-time MVP.
I mean, he's there now.
But it's retrospect now.
But like also, he has been like the biggest Nikola Jokic stan in the media for years running before he was even MVP. So it's like his bias is apparent, and it's like, for me at least personally, I can't speak for Buck's Twitter, but it's like at least acknowledge that. It's like don't try to act like this is how it's different. It's like at least acknowledge that you said this before and that the rest of NBA media takes after what Zach Lowe says, and then say like, okay, like I understand we said this before, but we were wrong then, and we don't want to make the same mistake now.
Be accountable.
Exactly. It's like, don't gaslight me and say like, well, it's different because, and then list off all this shit. Like, it's like acknowledge that you said something that was probably out of bounds then,
And it set the stage for what has come since.
right? Because I think that's what really pisses off Bucks fans, is that it's like you said this then and you're saying this now. What the fuck is different?
You want to hold this goalpost, bro?
Right. Like, why is
You'll pass it over that way when you're done with it. Like, damn.
Because to T's point, I got to differentiate between the Tims here. number one seed. People were saying best team in the league, best player. Like that's been part of it too. So
It's like I think that for MB, I was about to say MVB. MV's thing is he actually is playing great. His team is winning. And if it's like all things being equal, he hasn't won already. Like I think that's
Just
what
why they
gets him
would
the
give him
dub.
yep.
And like honestly, until this recent stretch, like Giannis's his efficiency numbers have been down a little bit. Like from the standard that he set for himself, like I can understand why you might take that away from it, especially when these other two people are doing great. It's not like you elevating Jason Tatum or Luka to put him above like these guys just because you don't want to vote for him. It seems like
They took
those
away
three
from
at the top are those three at the top.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to split hairs to differentiate between the three.
And to Julian's comment comment, we just got to be grateful that we are witnessing an era in which there are so many legit MVP candidates, much less homogeneous relative to the past. And absolutely, that's something that we've said a lot. Like there is so much talent in the league right now. And during last week's show when we were talking about Defensive Player of the Year, and I was saying like to argue for one's case does not mean that someone else is not worthy of it. It's just I'm taking this guy because of these particular metrics, or this is how I'm giving him the edge over so and so and so and so. It's not a slight on their game at all. And if I had an MVP vote, I'd probably give Joel Embiid.
Who'd you vote for?
Probably too.
Yeah, I mean, as a Bucks fan, I don't care about Giannis's MVPs.
I
Like,
don't either. To be honest with you,
it'd be cool if he won.
I
but-
care more about Brook getting Defensive Player of the Year than
Yeah,
I do
for
about
sure.
Giannis getting the MVP.
Y'all know I've been a Joker fan for a while too.
Yes, we know.
Like you was talking about old boy Stan, and I'm like, shit, I've been a Joker Stan for a little bit too. But you know, damn, I don't even. I guess Joker.
Just look.
I'm thinking
No,
like,
because you're just thinking off the top of your head. But like after the show, just take a look at the numbers, especially like what Joel Embiid has been doing over like the last since All Star.
they got those numbers right there.
Just take a look at how that man has been cooking.
The late push is putting him up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Grayson for him, most improved. Listen, man, you out here trolling
I
now.
said this at the beginning of the season. If Joel Embiid wins a title this year with not just Jimmy Harden playoff performance and Doc Rivers, that man the GOAT. Like I'll give him the crown for that. 'Cause
Okay, so with the exception of 4 games after the All-Star, he had 37-7, 27-19, 41-12, 27-12.
Mhm.
Excluding those 4 games, for the month of March, he's averaging 36 points, 2.4 blocks, 4.2 assists, 9.5 rebounds on 83% shooting from free throw, 42% shooting from 3, taking 2.6 a game, and 61% from the field
I think
on
it should
19
also be
shots a
noted-
game, almost 20 shots a game.
And it should be noted, coming out of the break, the Sixers had one of the most difficult schedules to end the season as well. Who you guys got for 6th man of the year?
Bobby!
I wanted
Well, he
Bobby,
been hurt a lot,
but
though.
I don't
He
think
was
it's
hurt for a
Bobby's
while.
anymore.
they got too much depth now. Like he's not getting.
Who's the next starter that's coming? Who's the next 6th man that's starting? Basically,
Brogdon.
yeah.
It's Malcolm Brogdon, Manuel Quickly, probably Malik Monk, and Bobby are probably the top 4.
They'll probably give it to Quickly. Where he came on towards the
I
end,
think it's
coming on towards the end of
Brogdon.
the year.
I think Quickly is getting the momentum though.
Yeah, I was
Like,
like,
from what I've been listening, like the people that vote on it, like it seems like
he's been
getting a lot more.
hooping.
He has been.
I need somebody to Photoshop James Harden face on the Jimmy Neutron's face. Because every time y'all say Jimmy Harden, I think of Jimmy Neutron.
Got a blast.
Before we move on, walk. I was gonna say he ain't even here.
Yeah.
Walt Clyde Frazier in Game 7 of the 19. I've been sick, so brain fog. 1970 Game 7 NBA Finals. 36 points, 19 assists.
Damn.
Say that again?
36 points, 19 assists. But that's the Willis Reed game.
For him, had 19.
And
You got
nobody
36
cared.
points and still got 19 assists.
And they still call it the Willis Reed game. Like, that's not what you did. It's Willis Reed coming out here for the first couple minutes through injury. Gritting.
I'll give it to Shea
Also-
Gilgeous-Alexander, Mark.
Also, 7
For what?
rebounds.
Almost
MIP.
through? Oh, for sure.
Lowry?
Nah.
Lowry Markkinen. Not
I was like,
Kyle
Laurie,
Not Ka.
Not
Okay,
Lowry
okay.
Markkinen.
it's probably either.
But did he
Markkinen or-
maintain that all year? Like Shea,
Yes.
Yes.
Shay's been
No, Shea's
different,
taking a
though.
different leap.
Like,
Like Shea
yeah.
has better numbers, but like coming
like-
from where they were the previous season, the perception of them, I feel like what Laurie Markkinen is doing is more surprising than what SGA is doing because
It's a further improvement. Like they both improved exponentially, but one improved from role player on a decent team to
star
all-star starters.
yeah, yeah.
They wrote him off
Twice.
Like,
Yeah.
Bulls and
Chicago
Cavs,
and
yeah.
Cavs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the Cavs, like they traded him to get Donovan Mitchell, so I get it. But like still, like they were willing to trade him. They didn't know what they had.
All right, so Charlotte Hornet owner Michael Jordan is engaged in serious talks to sell a majority stake in the franchise to a group led by some of the minority owners of the Hornets currently, and one of the Hawks minority owners as well. No deal is imminent at this point, but there is momentum that a sale will eventually take place, and if it is completed, Michael Jordan is expected to remain with the minority stake in the franchise. Now,
That's some man. That's some business acumen for that ass.
he bought the team for $275 million
He made that
On
back.
credit.
13 years ago.
On the name.
They had to put together like a package, like a financing package for him to be able to afford to buy them in the first place. Because like I forget who
The
Bob
dude who
Johnson.
owned BT.
Yeah, like he wanted to get out, and the NBA was like, "Yo, we still need a black owner." Like Michael Jordan's here, like he's interested. He's from Carolina. Like it was the perfect story, but he didn't have as much money as he needed to buy him at the time. So he bought it on credit, and now he's gonna cash out for
And still keep a minority stake in.
That's a business
That's
deal
some
for
business
you.
acumen. He can't GM for shit, but that's some business acumen for that ass.
$275 million, which wasn't all his money. Point out, and the team is valued at $1.7 billion now. To sell a majority stake and keep a little piece, you probably gonna get about $1 billion from the sale. I'd sell the team too. I saw people like, man, like, you know, the black ownership, and I'm like, I do get it. I truly do. But I also want to point out the fact that Michael Jordan just turned 60 years old. You can only spend the money so long while you're here on this earth. I would cash out too. I can't hold you up. I would cash out, especially at 60. Like I'm about to, yeah. Let me get all this little bread here.
What y'all want Marcus Jordan inheriting that team?
Imagine him paying for their wedding. Marcel Pippen and Marcus Jordan.
Did you see what she said on the talk show?
Yeah.
So 4 times a night.
That's
For
not
23
possible.
years.
That's not possible.
Running red lights and everything.
That's not possible.
She's going away.
I'm
The boy ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Private jets
No way.
every game,
No.
every night,
Ain't no way.
4 times a night, not a day. 4 times in a.
It wasn't just him.
During the day.
It wasn't just him.
And she counting pumps. That ain't time. No pumps tonight. That match checks out.
Somebody said you're a poor vagina.
Honestly,
I was throwing that thing though.
So bigger cap, Larsa Pippen or Will Chamberlain?
Larsa Pippen.
I like how it cut out right.
I did. It was perfect time with the music too. Larsa Pippen.
That's funny.
Will
Well, shit, let's do the math. Because
What did Will say?
Will said he's somewhere over 20,000. Is it 10 or 20? If it's 10, that's even more. I think Will.
That's a wild number.
He was a 7-foot athletic freak of nature.
But again, like do the math. Like how many? Like
I wonder if he counts like we're way off. But like if he was having like an orgy or something and it was like 10 women there.
I hit all of them.
So then
he said 20,000.
God,
so that could be 10 in a night.
how many years did he play?
It don't matter.
It don't, I guess
Okay,
it don't matter.
like how old was he when he died? I guess that's the question.
I guess it don't matter. 20,000. Damn.
The numbers they got to be inflated though. Like they know.
I mean, his number.
Mark in the comments. That's a lot of nookies.
Yeah, bro.
He died at 63 years old.
Yeah. So let's say he lost to Virginia. Let's be
This is a wild.
let's be
We're talking numbers here. We're
Yeah.
talking numbers here. We're talking numbers.
Let's-
Stats.
So we have a round number. He died at 63. Let's say he lost to Virginia at 13.
14.
13. So like we got 50 years.
Right.
Yeah, my math checks out. That's 50 years.
Right.
So 20,000 divided by 50.
It's at least 400 women a year.
400 every year.
It's 365 in a year. That's doable. That's one a night plus
But that's
35.
starting at age 13.
Listen,
So-
when he got grown, he knew what to do. He was Larissa Pippen in it, 4 a night. 4 to 10 a night.
That's wild.
He said different women. God dang.
I don't think I've met 20,000 different people in my life.
But you traveling city to city,
Yeah, sure.
And you were a star,
Yeah, dude.
and you
But he
are.
was also a black dude in the 60s.
but you was rich
He was a 7-foot black man in the 60s.
and rich.
When did Jungle Fever come out?
80s.
90s.
I thought it was like 80s.
What is
80,
it? Was Wesley's 90s, so it
89.
has to be like
80s.
late 80s, early 90s.
Well, I'm not gonna get into a whole historical. Julie in the comments said 13. Eric just told us something about himself.
I said something about Will.
He said,
And
"Don't
really, I only did that for the roundness of 50.
No, I
years.
yeah, clear your name, sir. Clear your name.
Yeah, so Larsa, if her math is correct, 4 times a day for 23 years is
God,
33,000 times. 33,580.
Damn, somebody should have been getting paid for something. Well,
Yeah, do you know what her divorce settlement was?
not enough.
Ooh.
That's what she.
That's her payment.
No, all right. Moving on. We got some transaction, injury, and personnel news. We're about to wrap up soon here.
At least you know.
NBA injuries.
Well, I mean, he ain't had no kids, so Will did.
Well, we didn't have no kids. 20,000 women and no kids.
So again, I asked,
endorsement with
bigger
Comcast.
cap.
Bro,
Can the cap be equal?
I mean, the numbers damn near are. So
Right?
yeah.
Can they have the same
it's
cap?
the same drink.
They have the same cap. Yeah, that's yeah.
They call it Will the generational talent.
All right, transaction, injury, personnel news.
Y'all know the rule of 3, right? What the fuck is that? So basically, when it comes to body count, it's the rule of 3. So for men, you divide by 3. For women, you multiply by 3.
Oh, yes.
So even if you apply the rule of 3 to Will Chamberlain's 20,000, that's still 6,666.
Still a lot of money. Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna.
That's
Again,
different.
I don't agree with it, but I'm just saying, like,
He's saying he wasn't being literal in the comments. I mean, I'm sure he was. But we use my bigger cap. Larsa Pippen,
I mean, I think
Or
Larsa was also exaggerating for a fact.
4 times. Yeah, let's move. Let's move on because it's making me ache. NBA injuries. Bulls guard
Honestly,
Lonzo-
will make me ache like that. It fall off after.
That's why I was like, I'm surprised his dick didn't fall off. Like, god dang.
Either from overuse or disease, like.
Oh boy,
Dennis Rodman broke his dick, and ain't shit happened to Wilt.
he broke it multiple times.
Ain't shit happened to Wilt.
Okay,
His heart did give out at 63, so.
Was he fucking?
moving on again.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Kelly Murphy. I'm having too much.
If Kim was here, we really would have been off the wagon here. All right, NBA injuries though.
My man would have had a full clip. Sorry about that. But sorry to our audience.
Yes, can I wrap up?
You can wrap it up. B.
Drew in the comments rolling. All right. Woo! Bulls guard Lonzo Ball has undergone a 3rd surgical procedure on his left knee in the past 14 months. He hasn't played since January of 2022, and he's already been ruled out this season. They're already saying don't expect him next year either. But this is the surgery that they're doing because they say if he's going to have a chance to come back, this has to be done.
Yeah, they're implanting. It's a ligament transplant. So like they're transplanting like ligament tissue into his knee. Like that's how bad his knee is now.
Well, if it's to give him a shot,
Gotta take it. That's real tough. I love watching Joe play. So that's tough. Warriors Andre Iguodala, he is out with a fractured left wrist and he's undergoing surgery.
Played 5 minutes.
I was like, he didn't play that much.
I don't feel good about it, but the joke I made to my brother's like, what the hell? Did he fall off the bench? Like, how did he get hurt?
So I want to say this on air. Might as well. I started it. So we went to a Bucks game. Me and my husband, me and the mayor. And the Nationals don't get no tick.
No.
As we know.
Good reason.
I saw that man between quarters getting treatment on his back. I said,
What happened?
Holding up the bench.
He don't even sit down.
You called him Atlas?
the man don't sit down on the bench. I was like, he must have I don't know, man, but that was wild to see.
He was away from the team like that, so whatever's going on.
Yeah, I hope everything is okay.
For sure.
For sure. For real. Hope everything's all right.
Serious.
3 weeks after LeBron James suffered that right foot tendon injury in Dallas, Darvin Ham came out and said, hey, we anticipate him coming back at some point this season.
We don't know when, but he'll be back this year. We hope. Playoffs. They make the play in, he'll be back.
The way they were saying this, seems like he's going to get a couple games back before the 82.
He only got a couple games left. Talking about where is he at? He ain't got like 4 or 5 of them left.
Well, who's back first, KD or LeBron?
KD. I think it's going to be KD. Oh, I haven't heard anything about Kevin Durant now that you mentioned it. I'm going to still say KD, though, even though LeBron out here posting pictures in chambers, whatnot.
They played 72 games.
Yeah, 10 left.
It's only a couple of them left.
You just got to get 1 or 2. You got to get that 81 or 82.
That's
For the Timberwolves, All-Star Anthony Edwards, he has gotten out of his walking boot. He's moving around pretty well. He's day-to-day. He's expected to be back on the court soon, as well as Karl Anthony Towns.
Boy, he ain't played since December.
He basically tore something. Like, they call it a strain, like a calf strain or something like that, but he basically tore, like, every strain is a tear. But I think it was more of a tear than a strain.
This is a good question in the comments here for us to move on with some other transactions. I'm going to come back to this question, Julian, after we finish NBA. Atlanta Hawks guard Bogdan Bogdanović, he signed a 4-year, $68 million contract extension. And John Morant, he's back with the team. He's back with the Grizz. And he's probably going to be back in the lineup tomorrow, Wednesday. And so he had an 8-game suspension from the NBA. They retroactively applied the games that he already missed to it. He was cleared to go Monday, I believe, yesterday. So we'll see. I hope, from everything I've heard that he said, I didn't watch the Jalen Rose interview. Did you see it?
I watched the whole
How was it?
Jalen Rose was acting like Vlad, trying to get So this crime, tell me about it. Ja, like, yeah, I can't really talk about that. Every question, he was dodging every question. He asked, whose gun was that? I was like, it wasn't mine.
That's the only answer you can give, really.
I said, it wasn't mine. That's all I could say. It wasn't mine. I'm just like, bro, it was pointless.
Well, ESPN got some publicity off of that. Julie in the comments asks, who has a better chance of career revival, Lonzo Ball or Odell Beckham Jr.? And yeah, it's Odell. It's Odell for sure. Which, wow. A harder question might have been like Cam Newton or
This
Lonzo Ball, since Cam Newton out here throwing exhibits for NFL teams at Auburn's Pro Day.
he said, how all these randoms getting these jobs? Like, bro, you can't be calling cats randoms if you ain't got the job.
I mean, like, the bigger issue is him saying, like, there ain't 32 better than me. It's like, first of all, yeah, there is. But also, it's like, you don't need to be looking at it like, I'm going to still get a starting job. Like, the reason that you're not on the team right now is because you think you're a starter. Like, if you were okay with being a backup, like, you would probably get more looks. But, like, if you're coming in, like, yeah, I'm coming in to be the starter, like...
Would you rather have Carson Wentz or Cam Newton?
Cam Newton. Cam Newton.
Which one is cool with being on the bench?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
He's Carson Wentz.
He's probably closer to better being on the bench than Carson Wentz. Everybody keep hiring this motherfucker to start. Damn. It's terrible.
Yeah, they keep hiring him to start and not Cam Newton. So that should probably tell you where Cam Newton is.
Well, no, I'm not going to go down there. I'm not going to go down there.
It's NFL.
Yep. MLB.
But he's younger. Man.
As we know, the WBC is going on right now. New York Mets closer Edwin Diaz, he tore a patellar tendon in his right knee during the celebration after Puerto Rico beat the Dominican Republic, and he's going to need surgery, and he is expected to miss the season.
My man just had 32 saves last year.
It is sad to see Cam go out like that, Julian. I would agree. But it's been this way for a while now, Cam. And it's...
My man's just laughing on the track. Ha! I'm going to show him.
We'll see. So, NFL free agency is how we're going to end the show this week. Of course, it's been a lot happening.
Mm-hmm.
What moves do you want to highlight or call out before we get up out of here? What stood out to you over the last week of NFL free agency? Because Dallas, goodbye Ezekiel Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
For now.
Goodbye Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think he's coming back.
I don't know. Like, what's name was hinting that they want to bring him back if the market ain't there.
For cheap.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they cut him because, like, he didn't want to renegotiate. So, like, basically, if he gets out here and he can't find a deal,
He might come back to the table and be like, I'll
I mean, he was third string running back because they picked up Ronald Jones. Damn.
what he already there, man.
He was number 2. He still had like
They split the carry.
800 yards last year, didn't he?
Let me find out.
I don't know.
That's a big Tim stat.
I feel like he did. I'm gonna let you know. But I'm glad Ken not here because Chicago is having one hell of an offseason. Like they're doing pretty good.
Tim was right. Last season he had 876 rushing.
Yeah, like it wasn't like
What
he
was
was
the yard per carry?
probably 3.
5.4.
Oh shit! He had that's a pretty good year for him to be splitting damn near 50 carries with Tony Pollard towards the end of the year.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's wrong. 876 was correct. The average is 3.8.
I was like 3 yards. 3 yards per carry. You can't give it to him 3 times though. It's 4th down. But no, the Bears have actually. So one that I seen today, I was like, that's actually not a bad pickup because he kind of fits the way that they're grooming their quarterback. PJ Walker is now the backup for Justin Fields. I'm like,
Push the style of play.
it does. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing you Chicago. Then picking up Tanyan was a good pickup for them. I'll give them that. Tanyan was a good pick because he's better than the tight ends that they currently have, which for them is a plus.
Cole Kmet.
Yeah, Cole Kmet, he's okay. He's cool. I think if he needs to stay in the scenery too.
Him and Tanya were dang near same.
I feel like Tanyan's a little bit better than him. Oh, not a little bit better. I feel like Tanyan is a better route runner and catcher than him.
I think it was Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron really didn't target him last year like that though, and he was open to
Not
several
this past year,
games.
but like again, the year I called out was like before he tore his ACL. Like he was cooking, and then the year before that he had like 11 touchdowns. Like the quarterback do matter, as we saw with Gray Jennings.
Yeah. But yeah, Chicago's doing pretty decent. Detroit surprised me. Picking up Chauncey
But y'all
Gardner
saw how
Johnson
that
is
happened,
like,
right? Because he was negotiating with Philly. Him and his agent wanted more. Philly said, "Nah, we can't give you that." So then he was like, "Well, we gonna see what the market can do." And then Philly signed some other corners, and then the market was cool.
yeah, he's on the Saints corner.
So then he had to sign a 1-year prove-it deal with Detroit.
And Detroit needed help in the secondary.
Yes.
So is that like why Slay went back? Like they were saying like they were going to release Slay and he
Trade
thought they
him.
were gonna
Goodbye.
they thought they were going to
They
get.
thought they were getting CJ back.
But didn't work out. They went and got Slade back. So they went to Detroit.
On top of David Montgomery. You know, they were talking about that's kind of bad for DeAndre Swift because Montgomery's good in the passing game too. So now Swift is getting a lot of his touches because of the passing game.
Maybe they'll just now with both of those options there, maybe won't be as clear to defense if this is a run or a pass because both backs out the backfield can be effective in the pass game. Unlike when it was Jamal Williams, there where you're like, probably won't run this one down right here.
Yeah. And Jared Goff ain't throwing it more than 15 yards anyway. So you got to play the short game no matter what.
I found it interesting too that Austin Eckler has been granted permission to seek a trade because his contract negotiations in LA have not gone well.
He just want more money.
He just wants some money. He said, I'm underpaid, man. Y'all see what I'm out here doing?
But the running back market has tanked.
It has.
Like the value of a running back, even though they are still essential, the value of a running back in this league now is damn near dead.
But like if his point is I think I can go out and get more money, than y'all are willing to give me,
I mean,
then that means that there's at least something out there that he's interested in. And maybe not. Like maybe it'll be like Zeke, where it's like, oh, I think there's more money out there. There isn't, and I gotta come back for my tail tuck. But at least like give me the option.
let me tell you some of the running backs that's making more money than Austin Eckler.
Who's a monster, by the way.
Christian McCaffrey getting $16 million a year.
I can see it.
Alvin Kamara 15.
Yeah, before he can go to jail, I can see it.
Dalvin Cook 12.6.
Before he go to jail, I can see that too.
Derrick Henry 12.5.
It's King Henry.
Nick Chubb
Nick Chubb was the leading rusher.
12.2.
Didn't I hear something about like Derrick Henry?
He on the trading block.
Aaron Jones 12 million.
I mean, he cold too. I mean, yeah,
Well, didn't he just renegotiate? They didn't really produce.
they did a
They
restructure.
did, but this
thing.
is just rough
Okay.
numbers, just to throw some things.
But I mean, like it shows that like even he had to take less, or he had to move his money around so that he wouldn't get cut. They were saying like
they were
he
going
might not
to
be
cut.
back. Yeah.
Joe Mixon was getting 12.
I mean, Joe Cole.
James Conner was getting 7. Leonard
James is the goal
Fournette
line.
was getting 7.
Okay, Lenny.
So,
Only questionable one that you said was Leonard Fournette.
but it's not. But the point I'm trying to make here isn't even necessarily around like, oh, like they shouldn't get what they're paying. Is that Austin Eckler should be getting more based on what they're getting. Austin Eckler is averaging $6.1 million a year.
Damn.
And with the running backs that were listed there, like he definitely
He
deserves.
should be in the 8 to 9 range.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's looking for some more money. He can definitely get that.
He came in like either low draft pick or undrafted, right? So he didn't even get like that money on the front. It's
guaranteed
like
joints.
he's trying to
recoup in essence what he missed out on.
Yeah.
And he plays fantasy football, so he be banking on himself.
Drew said the disrespect to running backs are crazy, and then Mark said, and Lenny got cut, which
Mhm.
again, the dollars, but like,
But the disrespect, I'm with Drew. Like I'm big into like the running game and running backs and shit like that. Like they truly are still essential to a team. Like
And like I think that's two different arguments. Like what I'm saying is
Mhm.
like I think that yes, running backs are undervalued, but the market dictates what they
you
get.
get paid.
And the point Camille's making is that Eckler is still not getting paid even like
Market
market
What he
value.
should be getting
Right.
paid.
And it's like his point is like, hey, if y'all not gonna pay me what I'm worth, let me go so somebody else can.
Exactly. And Drew in the comments said Austin deserved a payday, and I could not agree more with that. I think he had like 18 touchdowns last year.
yeah, and he be having like 500 yards receiving, 1,200
He's a
yards
dual
rushing. Well, not 1,200. He still get 1,000 yards rushing.
Some stats.
Had to bring that number down a little.
Yeah.
Sound like Will Chamberlain out here.
Yeah, I'm just checking how many touchdowns he had last year. Just come through with the facky facts. He had 5 rushing touchdowns.
RTDs?
No, he had 13 rushing touchdowns and 5 receiving. So yeah, 18 on the year.
That's a lot of touchdowns.
Ooh, the Buffalo Bills could use him. Woo wee.
Who did the Bills just sign? Bills just signed a running back.
Damien Harris.
That's a damn good pickup because he was the Patriots running back. Like, give it. He's a physical one too.
I know I don't know football like that. But I did see like a bunch of names that I at least recognized that the Patriots signed. So give them a shout out.
Mike Gesicki over there now.
This trash ass gritty.
Yeah,
There's gonna be him and Juju over there now. And Juju
Oh,
gonna
he
show him how to gritty.
I'm just looking at the package like, hey, do something.
They
I
can't.
know
we
they
can't
can't.
do shit because McLiar won't move around.
Not McLiar.
God dang.
Hey, McLiar already said. I'm not calling him man McLiar. Rodgers already said what he won't. Is the front offices are sitting here figuring it out.
And then
now.
threw us under the bus. Hey, they just trying to figure out compensation for me. I'm ready to go. Show ass.
What's happening? You went lying in that part. All right. Anything else y'all want to get before we wrap up here?
Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns promo last night was dope. I can't wait for their match at WrestleMania. Shit, I think it's next week.
That will be less than 2 weeks.
I hear you, but I mean,
The math is math.
we can give them a little more accuracy. Pinpoint the day. But
April 1st and 2nd.
Almost. Yeah. Neither here nor there.
but no, I'm anticipating a match. I can't wait for the Oscar Bianca match, but they fumbled the bag on the build up on that. Cause I ain't really heard shit about that. You do, but you don't.
Usos versus Zayn and Owens.
That's gonna be a good one.
Oh, that's on the card now.
Yeah, that was last
Like
night.
it in last night.
That should be real good.
Mhm.
Also, we about to see the implosion of the bloodline. They hitting at it hard.
Big time. Thanks to Cody, actually. Like Sammy and KO tried, but Cody really been like, hey, no, you've been out here getting disrespected. They've been talking shit about you. Your family ain't family. You disrespect your family. They ain't fucking with you at the end of the day, and I'm gonna take your belt. And then when you ain't got a belt, who got you?
And good night.
Like, okay, Cody. All
I
right.
wish Ken was someone to ask him how the house show was because he went.
Oh, did he?
WWE was in town in Milwaukee this past Saturday.
Hmm.
Because the main event I think was Cody versus Finn,
That's right.
which as a house show is like that's a pretty good match.
But I wonder if they're hinting at his next feud after he wins the title.
Oh, with the
Just big.
yeah.
All right, well, that's the show this week, y'all. We hope y'all enjoy. Hope y'all got some hee-hees, some ha-has, and some interesting sports talk that made you think a little bit. Appreciate everybody in the comments who was there.
For sure.
Y'all was coming through and doing y'all thing. If you have not already, please like the stream. Make sure that you have your notifications set so that you can join us again when we go live next week, Tuesday.
Depending on where you are, shit. If you see us on Twitter, retweet it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, let's get more posts up in here. Let's have
Hell
a party
yeah.
in the comments, for sure. But thank y'all for real. Let's see. What's on my heart this week? People are not here on this earth forever, as we all know. That's like of course they're not. But in day-to-day activities, sometimes you overlook the fact that people might not be here. So love on your people, appreciate your people, tell someone you love them, because you never know. You never know how the ball is going to drop. So love on your people, be kind to everybody, and happy birthday, Doug.
Yeah, happy birthday, my guy.
Hold that.
Oh, that shit.
Hey, he younger than me, so I'm gonna have to respectfully say I disagree.
Damn.
My bad. He's
See?
older than me.
No, happy Dub Day, bro.
Yeah, for sure. We gonna get out of here. We actually have to go see Doug.
Right.
We're gonna get out of here. If you want to follow me on social media, you can catch me
Wait a minute.
on Twitter, Instagram, Apple Music, PSN, 2K, Hogwarts Streets.
You don't want to see her in 2K.
At Monet, CAMILLEMONAE.
Uh-huh. Okay.
What's your mama's name?
She is. I love my mom.
I love your mama too.
At Bucks Burner on Twitter.
That's all you get.
That's all you get. Look at you. Anything you want to put?
Yeah, you might want to follow me somewhere.
Triple T, only known on this podcast. Don't call me that in the streets. Only 5 people that can call me that, and one of them ain't here. Tim Big Time 08 on Instagram.
For sure. And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Catch 'em, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Dilly, sons of bitches. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, I want to appreciate.
You know what?
folks.
You know what?
My son.
I'm sorry. Be easy.
You practice what you preach, my brother. That was my song as a kid, though. Barry
Me
White.
too. I love that song.
Practice.
I knew the whole song as a
What you
kid. Whole song.